Aryava, Wakil Duta Besar Amerika Serikat di Indonesia. Menyambut datangnya bulan Ramadan, saya mendoakan keberkahan selama sebulan penuh bagi semua yang menjalani. Di saat-saat penuh ketidakpastian dan kecemasan yang sedang berlangsung saat ini, saya terinspirasi oleh berbagai kisah mengenai harapan, kemanusiaan, dan kedermawanan yang tak terhitung yang kita miliki bersama. Semoga bulan ini memperkuat persahabatan kita. Selamat menunaikan ibadah puasa.
Hello everyone and welcome to EdAmerica TV. My name is James, one of the e-guides here at EdAmerica, and we welcome everyone joining us online. We hope that you're doing well and staying safe. EdAmerica is the United States Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. In this episode, we'll be having the SEAYLP 2021 final project presentation. But before we begin, let's break the ice with a little game. I have here a question for everyone. How many countries are part of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations? Is it 5, 10, 15, or 20? Stay tuned until the end of this program because we'll be giving a live shout out to whoever can answer correctly on our social medias. I'd also like to let everyone know that as continuation of EdAmerica's 10-year anniversary celebration and Earth Day in April, we are holding an activity along with several giveaways. Those giveaways are 5 bicycles for 5 lucky people. So if you're interested in joining, stay until the end of this program to find out more. Other than that, don't forget to take a selfie and tag EdAmerica's Instagram account. And now, before I introduce everyone to today's moderator, I'd like to tell you a little bit about him. Willie Dwirayuda currently serves as the Institutional Partnership Officer at Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, the largest foreign policy group in the country. He also works as a part-time researcher with the Center for Business and Diplomatic Studies at BINUS University. He is an enthusiastic advocate for youth empowerment efforts with a focus on education and political awareness matters. In 2018, Willie started a foreign policy discussion club at his campus, which has now grown to have around 500 active members. He was Indonesia's representative at the Bali Democracy Student Conference in 2019 and was awarded the Road Safety Ambassador by Indonesia National Police in 2016. All of his achievements and deep interest in world affairs started after he participated in the SEAYLP in 2015. And now, without further ado, let me introduce everyone to our moderator for today, Willie Dwirayuda. Willie, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much for the flattering and very kind introduction by the EdAmerica team. Let me begin by saying good evening for those of you who are watching this event from Indonesia and Southeast Asia, and very good morning for our audiences who are tuning in from the United States. I hope everyone is doing well and healthy during this difficult time of COVID-19 pandemic. Before we move further, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Willie Dwirayuda, an alumni of SEALP 2015. I'm having the honors today to be your moderator for this event. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather here to listen to the final project presentation of Southeast Asia Youth Leadership Program, or SEALP 2021. Every year, under the SEALP program, Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs of the United States Department of State and the U.S. embassies select and bring 50 high school students and 10 adult mentors from Southeast Asian countries in a 3-week exchange program to the United States. The program aims to develop leadership skills, grow mutual understanding among the participants, and empower them to create social impacts in their communities in their countries. As an alumni of the program, I personally could testify that SEALP has transformed the way I see the world and amplified my interest in international relations, which has led me to my career today at the Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, which is the largest foreign policy community in Indonesia and Southeast Asia. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 situation has forced us to adapt and improvise the implementation of SEALP for this year, from a physical meeting to a virtual meeting. Nevertheless, this change does not present a setback to the project, but instead it showcases the strong commitment between the United States and Southeast Asia region, especially on youth development. Ladies and gentlemen, joining with us today are 40 bright high school students from 8 Southeast Asian countries, members of SEALP 2021. And joining with us also are representatives of U.S. embassies and institutions, including the U.S. Embassy Kuala Lumpur, U.S. Embassy Phnom Penh, U.S. International Exchange Alumni Philippines, American Spaces Philippines, the U.S. Embassy Bangkok, American Center in Vientiane, and of course, U.S. Embassy Jakarta. We are also happy to welcome host families, SEALP alumni, teachers and principals, and hundreds of people who are tuning in live to this event via Facebook Live, YouTube, and other social media handlings of @America. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we listen to the presenters from SEALP 2021, we would like to extend our warmest welcome to our special guests who will give their remarks to open our event today. Joining with us in the Zoom room, we have Mr. Jason Seymour as representative of U.S. ASEAN Public Affairs. How are you, Mr. Jason?
Yes, good evening. I'm doing quite well. Thank you. How are you?
Good, good. And we also have with us Ms. Callie Ward of Youth Division Branch, Chief of Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. How are you, Ms. Callie?
Hi, good morning. Great, thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah. We also have with us Dr. Eric Jones, who is the Director of Center for Southeast Asian Studies at Northern Illinois University. How are you, Dr. Eric Jones?
Selamat pagi and happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jones. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Mr. Seymour to deliver your opening remarks. So, Mr. Seymour, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the warm introduction. So I'm so eager to address our SEALYP participants and talk about mentoring and give a couple life tips. However, before I do, I must thank the mentors on this call. As mentioned, first let me acknowledge Callie Ward, the State Department's Youth Division Branch Chief of the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs. ECA has been supporting this program for 10 years. In addition, I must thank Dr. Eric Jones and the team from the Center for Southeast Asian Studies at Northern Illinois University, a longtime partner of the Department of State, for hosting this program. And of course, we have our amazing SEALYP fellows. And I hope that everyone participating in SEALYP has already signed up to be a member of the SEALYP network. We will certainly share that information if you haven't. So we all know that 2020, 2021 is a very rough moment in human history. The economies, the job opportunities have stalled a bit because of the global pandemic, but we will get back on track, and you will feel the energy and the amazing growth that describes Southeast Asia. Your generation has so many opportunities that your parents and your grandparents did not have. In fact, since you've been alive, millions of Southeast Asians have worked their way out of poverty. And those of us who study history are not surprised that economic growth has coincided with increasing democratization and civic engagement. And that's where you come into the picture. We, the US government, selected you to participate in the SEALYP program because we knew that you could make a difference. But the key word in that sentence is could. So if you want to make sure that you have an impact in your community, my best advice for you today is that you, as early as possible in your life, seek the best mentors that you can find. It's very important to you to know that not everyone is a good mentor just because he or she wants to be your mentor. It's really up to you to figure out who the best mentors are. So if you have a cause and if you have a passion, reach out to the SEALYP network. We have plenty of mentors for you. Reach out to the U.S. Mission to ASEAN or reach out to the U.S. Embassy in your country. Tell us that you are passionate about something. Perhaps you're passionate about planting trees or air pollution or climate change or women's rights or lesbian and gay rights or the disabled or freedom of speech. I could go on and on. If you want to develop a project and you need a mentor, we have lots of mentors for you. I'm sure your parents or your role models have told you you are who you hang with. So please hang out with us. We want to guide you and we want you to stay in touch with us. We have online courses, we have programs like an interview series the U.S. Mission to ASEAN started called The Big Idea. At America, obviously, has lots of training programs for you. So don't just participate in SEALYP and disappear. We want to work with you. We want to mentor you. We want to grow with you. Please, please, please stay in touch with us. So my time is up, but thank you for letting me address you, and I will pass it back to our mentor now.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Seymour. Now we would like to welcome Ms. Callie Ward, who is Youth Division Branch Chief of Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. For Ms. Ward, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Greetings to everybody. I'm Callie Ward, as Willie said, and I work in the Department of State's Educational and Cultural Affairs, or ECA, on youth programs. And I'm just thrilled to be here to start my day with you. It's great to see so many wonderful young leaders, mentors, and colleagues from so many different countries all together. And right off the bat, all of you should know how deeply grateful ECA is to partner with Northern Illinois University, with a special shout out to Eric and Anastasia, and all the great embassy colleagues on the Southeast Asia Youth Leadership Program. And of course, my colleague, Sarah Shields, who has managed this program for all of you this year. This is a program that we in ECA believe in, we invest in, and we will continue to invest in. And why, you may ask, why does ECA believe and invest in this program? And that's easy. It's about you and it's about ECA. You'll be joining more than 600 alumni of this program alone, not to mention hundreds of thousands of ECA alumni all over the world. So that's you joining an immense network. And that's ECA, building those networks. That's what we do. We invest in people and programs to promote mutual understanding and cultivate people-to-people ties among current and future global leaders, ties that build enduring networks and personal relationships. ECA invests in these programs as a way of investing in a better, more peaceful and prosperous future for everyone. Secretary of State Blinken said that ECA exchange programs are a powerful way for people to connect across borders and for countries to build respect for each other. And he's exactly right. No matter what you want to do, engineering, the environment, medicine, music, you now have more people and more connections right in front of you. You've met new people from other countries, also your own country. And then, of course, that broader network. Take advantage of it. Keep building that respect. I know you've learned a lot in these 3 weeks, and we all wish it could have been in person, but adaptability is one of those key leadership skills that you've all learned so well this year. And I want to thank each one of you and for everything you've done leading up to today and for everything I know you will do going forward. I encourage you to keep in touch with your embassy, NIU, and ECA, but especially with each other. Remember, there's real power in the people-to-people programs in these relationships that pull us and keep us together. I can't wait to hear from the speakers. It was great to hear from Jason, and I really appreciate the chance to talk with you. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Ward, for your powerful, insightful remarks. Now we are gonna welcome Dr. Eric Jones, who is the Director of Center for Southeast Asian Studies from Northern Illinois University, to deliver his welcome remarks. Dr. Jones will also present to us a video later on after his remarks. So, Dr. Jones, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. And of course, a special shout out to my team, Anastasia and her team, who deserve all the credit in the world for this. Thank you so much. Well, greetings and congratulations to this Southeast Asia Youth Leadership Program 2021 cohort. And, you're part of an elite group of really the best and brightest, as I always describe this cohort of youth leaders across Southeast Asia. As a historian, I think about for centuries, Southeast Asia and the West have been engaged in a complicated dance. Southeast Asia and its fine spices are really the reason Christopher Columbus got in a boat to find the Indies, right? Southeast Asia is where everything you love or maybe hate about the modern world economy developed. First joint stock company, first multinational corporations. And more recently, Southeast Asia is where, the Cold War burned hottest in the region. And now you're at a very new and interesting and exciting crossroads. Whether you realize it or not, you're at the fulcrum of a great shift in world history, a moment where really global leadership and hegemony is shifting and is shared more than ever with Asia. So never before has Southeast Asia been filled with really more promise and perhaps more peril. Just a few short decades ago, Southeast Asia was an active front runner and emerging sort of democratic and democratic impulses across the region. And now many of those are in peril. Those forces and impulses of self-determination. And no pressure, but those rest on your shoulders now as young Southeast Asian leaders. And as you take and internalize the many things you've learned across the great training program that you've been engaged in, I hope you'll think about the United States and its own history of self-determination, of wanting to be represented, consent of the governed, governance by those who are governing, and work with your colleagues, work with your friends, work with your neighbors, work with us and other partners to secure those forces of progress, of democracy, and of self-determination for you and your futures. We care so much about you. We're so excited to watch the great projects that you're engaged in, and look forward so much in 12 hours to hearing all of those projects in detail. Thanks again, and here's to a great close to your Southeast Asia Youth Leadership Program 2021 program. Thank you.
Sawadee. Hello everyone, we are the participants from Laos.
And first of all, we would like to thank to the State Department and the University of Illinois at Chicago for the great opportunity.
And of course, our host family and all our new friends who are joining this journey together. We hope to meet all of you soon.
Thank you very much. There are children who lack the ability to read and write, especially the children in rural areas. And we notice that children tend to read less, not only because they lack books.
Hi, I'm Donna.
Hi, I'm Aina.
Hi, I'm Elise.
I'm JC.
Hi, I'm Wayne, and we're from
the Philippines.
The Philippines.
ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ronita, one of the participants from Cambodia. Getting to my main point, SEAYLP is a great program that provides us such a wonderful opportunity to youth from the Asia countries to learn and explore more about the neighbor country, leaderships, and help our community to become a better place.
I've learned a lot about the programs, especially US and Asian countries. I've learned some leadership skills, environments, problem solutions, action plans, the gameplay called Beast. We have host family times, we have culture times, and also getting to know more about each other and sharing our new knowledge by discussing in online groups.
I'm glad that we still have the opportunity to join SEAYLP, and I'm so grateful for SEAYLP for sponsoring all of this and giving us the opportunity to be part of SEAYLP. Thank you.
From the staffs to even organizers as well as sponsors who had made this program possible in the first place. So thank you all so much. You are all such loving and caring people. And not to mention the fact that you also have worked so hard in the past few weeks just to give us this opportunity to participate in such an event. You are all amazing people. I really mean it. And I really hope to meet you soon in Philadelphia. So take care, everyone.
Today, I would like to show my highest gratitude towards the professor of SEAYLP program. They have been working their best into providing information related to things that are happening in the world so that us students understand. And also, they guided us into help solving our community problem. And not to mention, the professor are working so hard on presentations and answering student questions as well as working overtime. So once again, I would like to pay my gratitudes toward the professor as well as the SEAYLP program for providing us students big opportunities to learn and help our community, as well as meeting everyone that participated. Thank you.
Đó ra van tôi là người Việt Nam, nhìn trời hôm nay xuân về Trung Bắc Nam. Việt Nam trong tôi là ngàn khúc dân ca, quê tôi sinh ra tự hào biết mãi.
We are from Vietnam, and we would like to say
thank you to the U.S. Department of State and Northern Illinois University for your strong support.
I've had precious experience and knowledge about the US and ASEAN countries from your sessions.
This is the best concerts we have ever attended.
And we are so proud of the SEAYLP teams. Yay!
Okay, something, okay.
Thank you.
Until 19. That's the best I can tell you. Just like focus on the video first. Let's just get that off our shoulders, because it's a little bit hard work on that too. And hopefully your screen recording records the voice also. Takut tiba-tiba we are talking everything and then there's no voice recording.
All right.
Thank you, State Department, for giving us the opportunity to still join the SEALYP program, even though it's virtual. Been a wonderful and educational experience because of you, and I'll be sure to remember it and pass it on till the end of time.
Thank you so much to the State Department for sponsoring this SEALYP program. It's certainly been an interesting journey. Doing this online has its challenges. And I certainly have been frustrated for quite a while, but it's a really empowering journey, and I've been able to learn a lot from this. Thank you so much, and I hope the future alumni luck, and yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. I would like to extend my thanks to the State Department for sponsoring the program, the SEALYP program. At least we managed to get this done virtually, and it's kind of exciting to see everyone around the world. And that's something we could never expect, especially during this pandemic. And thank you so much for the effort taken, and it's an amazing journey so far. Thank you so much.
you teach at school?
Okay, I was a lecturer. I used to teach life skills.
Life skills.
So like personal effectiveness, communication, project management, leadership, that sort of thing. But now I work with student leadership.
That's amazing.
Change track.
No hand.
SEALYP.
Hi, this is Cindy.
Hi, my name is Sebastian.
Hi everyone, my name is Kritika.
Hi, my name is Scott.
Hello, my name is Cheyenne.
Yeah, my background is Minecraft.
What did you realize about presentation of slides?
Best from Singapore.
Hi, so
Hey, you guys are so quiet. Because they're recording, is it? Lisa, hello.
these are the issues. Looks like this is how I'm going to solve this organization and basically how I think.
Important that we should be more passionate. It's any action plan that you previously didn't know about.
Just because I think you're in.
This is Sebastian's focus phase. Check. I can help Cheyenne.
I mean, conclusion is normal, but the splitting into the different parts for all.
Right, so you always remember, put yourself in the shoes of the audience listening to you. Just to understand why are we focusing on this topic. Are there really hungry people in Singapore?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you very much for all of the guests, special guests who have delivered their insightful remarks. And thank you very much for the video presentation, Dr. Eric Jones. I think before we move further, let us give a big round of applause to Dr. Eric Jones, to Anastasia, and to all of the organizer of SEALP 2021. You deserve the congratulations from us, because I know for sure arranging a SEALP 2021 at this time of COVID pandemic is very hard, it's very difficult, but you guys have managed to do this and to impart, to involve this youth leaders who are going to be not the leaders of tomorrow, but I'm sure the leaders of today. And congratulations to you, Dr. Eric Jones, and to Anastasia and all of the organizers of SEALP 2021. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to the main event, which is the presentation of the members of SEALP 2021. As it has been mentioned before, we have with us 8 presenters representing 8 Southeast Asian countries that are participating in this year's program. Each presenters are given 5 minutes each to present their action plan or their final project to be implemented in their home countries. We understand the time might be a little tight for you, but I must kindly ask all of the presenters to stick to the time limits. I should also inform you, ladies and gentlemen, that the speakers lineup will be in the following order. The first presenter is Malaysia. It's going to be followed by Thailand, Laos PDR, Cambodia, Vietnam, Singapore, Indonesia, and the Philippines. After all presentation has been delivered, we will open a question and answer session with all of the audience. And for all of the audience, you may post your questions through the live chat box on YouTube, via Facebook Live, Zoom meeting, and all other social media and links of @America. I also would like to remind you to keep your question positive, constructive, and concise. Before posting your question, please also state your name and to whom the question is addressed to. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome our first presenter from Malaysia, Ms. Gwyneth Valencia. To Ms. Valencia, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone and good evening or morning. I'm Gwyneth and I shall be representing Team Malaysia to present our action plan. The other members of my team include Vagish Krishnan, Hahem Bin, Azizan, Juliana, as well as Shashi Devi and Thomas as our adult mentor. Next, please. To start off, did you know that about 60% of the 32 million Malaysian population still fail to throw their garbage into rubbish bins? Reports have shown that Malaysians make around 38,000 tons daily, which amounts to 13.8 million tons a year. This happens due to the lack of rubbish bins around the area, especially in Tawau. If we don't solve this matter, land and sea pollution will continue to increase, which will result in several problems. In our state, our economy is based on tourism, so we believe by managing our littering habits properly, we could lessen the plastic pollution in the sea water that harms aquatic life and disrupts what makes Sabah beautiful. Next, please. Therefore, by this mission's action plan, my team is set to resolve this issue through our mission, aiming to create a sustainable solution to curb the littering habit among the community of Tawau and Semporna. Our idea is to design and manufacture bins that are eco-friendly and fun designed to reduce the littering habit of the community in Tawau, as well as making them having fun doing so. Next, please. Several goals are needed to be achieved for this mission to be fulfilled, and they are arranged according to the mission to the SMART criteria. They include by the end of the year, our rubbish bins will be distributed and placed in many public areas within the community. At least 20 bins are being used in the city by the end of the year. People of the community will have a place to throw their rubbish while having fun doing so, improving the cleanliness of the city so that people will have a litter-free environment, and hopefully favorable results can be seen after half a year. Next, please. To achieve this, we will collaborate with many partners and stakeholders. Among them are the Tawau Municipal Council, which is the local authority here. We will collaborate with them to manage and place the bins in the area. We are also going to partner up with local businesses, political figures, workshops, NGOs, youth organizations, schools, and friends in any way they can help, such as financial aid, publicity, or manpower. Next, please. With the budget given by the State Department of US, which is about $1,200, we'll be using it for buying steel drums, steel paint, miscellaneous decoration, food, equipment, printing for promotional materials such as posters, and we'll keep any balance for emergency situations. Next, please. As for the timeline, my team arranged it in the form of a Gantt chart for our convenience. The first 2 months prior to the program will be used for the initial planning, or as you may call it, Kickstarter of the action plan. For this, we're going to have several meetings among the team, approaching or connecting with potential collaboration partners, as well as brainstorming on ideas of bin designs, who to contact, and its character concept. Next, please. The second phase of the timeline is where we are going to be approaching and brainstorming for our action plan. So during the month of May and June, we will hold more meetings, finalizing our collaboration partners, finalizing our rubbish bin designs and manufacturing details, holding interviews with organizations and collab partners, and seeking the public's opinion on our project. Next, please. A month after that, we will begin to execute our action plan physically. After the bins are manufactured, we will be placing our rubbish bins in certain public areas or hotspots as a test run. Then we will be checking the results on how effective our project has become, and when it is effective, we will be spreading out our rubbish bins to more populated areas in Tawau and hopefully in Semporna. Next, please. That is all from Team Malaysia. If there's any feedback, questions, or suggestions regarding our action plan, feel free to ask. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Gwyneth. Please give Team Malaysia a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are moving to the next speaker from Malaysia. We're gonna fly to Thailand, and Thailand will be represented by Ramida Wishnupon. To Ramida, the floor is yours. Yes, Ramida. All right.
Okay. Bangkok produces 2,000 tons of plastic waste per day. Since COVID-19 struck, Bangkok's plastic waste has soared by 62% in volume as people opt for more food delivery. Team Thailand strongly believes that trash separation and management is a dire problem that needs to be tackled immediately. We proudly present our project minimal.th, which is derived from the words bin and minimal. Sorry, I'm having trouble.
Yeah, there seems to be a technical difficulties at America team. Could you help Ramida with her presentation?
Okay, sorry. Can I continue, please?
Okay, please, Ramida.
Okay, sorry for the technical difficulty. I'd like to continue now. Our mission is to create a cleaner environment by guiding elementary school students to separate trash through interactive activities. On the yellow section of the right graph, it shows that from 2008 to 2016, an average of 14 million tons of waste are not being properly managed. One of the biggest problems is that people are not aware of the importance of trash separation. People don't understand how it works or why it has to work. We believe that youths are the key to developing the nation. Our goal is to educate people about how to separate trash correctly so they will become leaders who are capable of helping the environment in the future. Our second goal is to decrease the amount of littering in schools, which will be quantified by comparing the amount of trash in bins pre and post our program. Our research has led us to find Sorry, there really is a technical issue going on with my side. Can the team assist me, please?
Okay, wait.
Okay. Okay, we're back. Our research has led us to find the perfect school to collaborate with. Ban Tum Hoi School is a small school in Khon Kaen, home to one of our team members. We contacted the school director and she said that we are gladly welcomed. We plan to provide them with edutainment programs about trash management. Here's a rough flow of our work process. First, we want to upload posters on social media to raise awareness about the trash problem. We will then host workshops to train volunteers to become leaders who understand the trash management process and are able to teach others about it. But due to the pandemic, these workshops may have to be moved online instead. Next, we contact the relevant parties, such as trash can manufacturing companies and government organizations, to cooperate and ask for funds. Then we go to the school and carry out activities with children. We want to teach them about the different types of waste and which type goes into which bin. We will then have them design and paint the trash bins in a way that helps them to throw the trash in their respective bins correctly. After a few months, we will evaluate the process and try to improve from the flaws, which will lead to readjusting the contents of the workshop. This cycle will then repeat itself until we are satisfied and then continue to monitor the project. Finally, if all goes well, we aim to expand our network to other schools. This is what our action plan looks like. The first phase will be recruiting leaders and organizing workshops, which other members of the team, Bill and Tide, will be in charge. This will take place in May to June. The second phase is contacting organizations such as the Ministry of Natural Resource and Environment and TOA, a paint manufacturing company. We want them to support us with our expertise and resources that we need for our project. This will happen in July and Noah will be taking care of it. The third phase is organizing full days activities for the students, which Noina and I will be responsible for. This will be during August to September. The last phase, following up, will be done by everyone. We aim to finish everything before the Thai school break. In terms of budget, we have $1,200 to work with. We will be using $250 for the 8 bins that we're going to buy and $150 for the necessary equipment such as paint and brushes. $600 will be allocated for transportation and accommodation for when we travel to Ban Tum Hoi School. Now the $100 will be used for other fees such as advertising, posters, and etc. The remaining $100 will be used to improve aspects such as the workshops, or it could be used as an emergency fund. To conclude this presentation, at the end of the day, no matter who you are, we all produce trash. Therefore, it is utterly imperative that we all handle our trash properly, and everyone needs to know why it matters to do so. Like the butterfly effect, trash management starts on a small scale but will be impactful on a large scale. Now it is the time we stand for a cleaner society, we stand for a better future, we stand for this project, Minimal.th. Thank you. And sorry for the technical issues.
Thank you very much, Ramira. You presented very well. And now we are going to move to the next speaker, who is coming from Lao PDR. And Lao PDR will be represented by Nikar Vongmala. To Nikar, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening and good morning, everyone. I'm Nikar, the representative of the Lao CFers. And today I'm going to be presenting you about our project called the Fun Reading Classroom. Next, please. Do you know that less than half of the grade 3 children in the ancient capital achieve independent functioning in Lao language, and even far less in other provinces? Meanwhile, in our community, we see a problem with children who lack the ability to read and write, especially children in rural areas. We notice that children tend to read less, and that is not only because they lack books and reading materials, but it is also about the inspiration and motivation for them to read. In order to address this problem, we came up with an idea on encouraging children to read more in a more interesting way, which we call it the Fun Reading Classroom. Next, please. Where will we be running this project at? We will be running this project at Ban Vang Elementary School, located in Ban Vang, Mun District, Vientiane Province. Why did we choose this school? First, they are the center of their community. And second, they are lacking books and reading materials. And this school is also very excited to join and complement with our project. For our partners, we have Chai Fun, which they have an open source for online books that we can use into our project. We also have Global Shapers Vientiane Hub, who will be co-created with us and also provide the platform that would help us raise awareness. We will also have volunteers who will help us with the video books and the project kickoff. Next, please. How will we address this problem? First, we would like to create a fun reading room for the school with reading books, smart TVs, and education decorative materials. This room will be renovated by us, where we will be providing a fun and safe environment for the students to explore different reading materials. We will also like to introduce an online reading platform to the school, which will create a guideline book for the teachers on how to access the application. If possible, we would also like to work with the teachers and the school to incorporate this project into their curriculum, such as having reading activities once or twice per week. Lastly, we will create video books, which not only will be shared with the school, but it will also be shared on online platform, which anyone can access to. Next, please. For the budget using in our project, we will use about $1,200 or about 12 million ki. The 50% of the budget will be used into the study supplies, such as smart TVs, books, and stationaries. Another 25% will be used into the activities, such as the transportation, food, and administrative costs. Another 10% will be used into the decorative supplies, such as mats, paints, and posters. Another 5% will be used into the printing, electrical supplies, and door locks. And the rest 10% will be used into the contingencies, such as our future complications. Next, please. How will we assess the success of a project? For our first measurement is we're going to get the feedbacks from students through teachers each month. And if at least 30% of the students willingly use the room, we will consider our project successful. For our timeline, at the end of April, we will be coordinating with the Ban Vang School. And in the end of May, we are hoping to recruit volunteers who will be helping us to record the video books. After that, by the end of July, we hope to finish the video books and the teacher guideline. And then by the end of August, we would like to make a project kickoff at the school. Continuing to work with the school on installing the fun reading room by the end of September. And we hope to do the project monitoring and success evaluation by the end of November. Next, please. For our expected outcomes, we want the pilot school to engage the fun reading room in their curriculum. We hope that children are inspired to read more books, both inside and outside reading classroom hours. Last but not least, we expect to create an online platform that shares awareness and resources such as video books and reading materials. Next, please. We would like to end with this quote that resonates our project's vision, which is, "A child who reads will be an adult who thinks." Thank you very much for your kind attention.
All right, thank you very much, Nikar, for presenting remedially, because apparently SEALP 2021 has substituted the word calm with remedy after the previous technical difficulties. Okay, now we are moving to the next presenter who's coming from Cambodia. And Cambodia will be represented by Darlene Lee. For Ms. Darlene, the time and place is yours. Please.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, as well as the mentors and the participants that are present today in this final action plan. My name is Darlene Lee. Our participant from Cambodia will be responsible to present to you all about the community, issues revolving around the country of Cambodia and our plans. As the Cambodian representative, have been working into finding one major issues that is in need of solving, and so we decided to look onto a topic called education is a right, not a privilege. The issues that we can see right now is that students that attend public school in Cambodia are having issues with the lack of resources to continue their education, and those supplies are a must-have. Next, please. I will be presenting to you all about my team project missions, and they are creating a better environment for children to learn in different communities by providing the needs of materials and important sources of knowledge, to spread the awareness that education is supposed to be right for children, not a privilege that they are required to have. Not to mention the fact that society is supposed to be responsible for providing this opportunity as well as materials for children to learn. Next, please. Moving on, these are four of our project goals and our specific aim. They are: 1, to create positive change in the injustice of privilege in education, to teach people about the importance of donating and helping those who are in need, especially children. 3, to raise awareness that there are children who are passionate about learning but don't have enough and right materials to do so. And finally, to raise funds as well as materials needed for children and school. Next, please. On this continuous slide, I'm going to show you our partnership and stakeholder. We have 4 steps in total. Step number 1, on June 2021, the mentor will be responsible for making appointment with Malop Tapang NGO and Mr. Thien Chanda. This organization is well known to have lots of experiences with working with vulnerable people, experience with raising awareness also. Step number 2, on July 2021, the members of Cambodian team will be responsible for advising our school and workplace such as Live University that will be responsible by me, and the 2 other campuses of Suvarnabhumi School will be responsible by the rest of my teammates. Step number 3, on August 2021, the whole team will be responsible for meeting banks and companies in the city such as RHB Bank, ABA Bank, and Excellent International School. Step number 4, on September 2021, the whole team will be responsible for creating short videos, introducing our project, and post it on social media to reach as many people as possible on different platforms. Next, please. On September 2021, we will gather together to buy school materials such as reading books, notebook, and pencils. We will be collecting school materials from school and university that decided to donate to our action plan, including Suvarnabhumi School, Malop Tapang Center, Goodwill Center, and ABA Bank. We also be asking alumnus as well as people who decided to volunteer to our action plans to donate their study, will donate all of the study materials to selected public school and NGO that work with the poor people. On November 2021, the team member will go to the province called Kampot to present about our project to another Suvarnabhumi School Center that is also a campus in Kampot, in order to raise awareness and bring light to the situation so that people in this community will be able to understand the issues and try not to look over it, and might as well change their mindset on the view of the students in public school. Next, please. This is a chart on our project budget given by the SEAYLP program, and the total is $1,200. We have been dividing this budget thoroughly. $700 will be used on materials such as books, school bags, and school essentials. $100 will be going to promotional videos related to our project so that we could reach many people on different platforms. $400 will be spent on extras such as project logos, different project expands, and emergencies such as transportation and supplies. Slide number 6, please. I'm sorry. So ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind that this community we are building is a nonprofit organization. Therefore, we definitely need a lot of help. However, we are sincerely grateful for the investment that SEAYLP had lent us. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Lynn, for another great presentation and very good job for Team Cambodia. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the next speaker, I'd like to remind you to post your questions, should you have any question or comments, through the live chat box in YouTube, Facebook Live, Zoom meeting, and all other social media handlings of America. Our social media team will fetch in the question, and later on I will read out the questions on the Q&A session after all of the presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to Vietnam. Vietnam will be represented by Huong Nguyen. To Huong Nguyen, the time and place is yours.
Good evening and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nguyễn Thanh Hương. I'm from Vietnam, and today I will present with you our action plan, Safe School Project, with the slogan, Let's Help, Don't Hurt. And everybody knows that bullying has been and is happening hotly at all different levels of education and classroom in the world. And Vietnam, our country, is not an exception. That's why we are here to offer a project to help you reduce this problem. We have 6 main contents in the presentation: situation, overview, goals, timeline, budget plan, and each member responsibility. And now let's start with the current situation of bullying. Next slide, please. According to the Ministry of Education and Training in Vietnam, there are approximately 2,000 cases of students fighting inside and outside school per year, which means that more than 5 cases of bullying are recorded per day in Vietnam. And furthermore, 7 out of 10 Vietnamese students have experienced bullying at school. And we believe that safety from bullying should not be a privilege, but a right. And it should be something that everybody gets to enjoy. Therefore, our team comes up with the Safe School Project. Next slide, please. This project will be a long-term one and last for over 6 months with a mission to raise awareness about bullying and reduce the rate of bullying, especially in Hanoi. Our main activities include a Facebook page that provides useful information about bullying and a series of workshops and seminars. The beneficiaries that the project targets are secondary and high school students. Next slide, please. Here are 4 goals that Safe School Project sets out to achieve. Goal 1 is raising awareness about bullying, especially among secondary and high school students, teachers, and parents. Goal 2 is creating an environment for students to raise their voice and seek for helpful advice from psychologists. Students can message the project page and psychologist Đỗ Thị Dương will answer their question once a month. And goal 3 is organizing 2 online seminars and an offline workshop and attracting attention on social media. To be detailed, we aim to reach 1,000 followers on Facebook fan page by December 2021. And the last goal is providing students with soft skills and basic knowledge about self-defense to protect themselves. Next slide, please. So now I will present with you our timeline for 5 main stages of the project: planning, piloting, implementing, reflection, and spreading. The first stage, planning, will take place in May, and in this stage, we will study and publish our own handbooks. The next stage is piloting in June, in which we will test out the project before implementing it. And in the following 6 months, we will implement the Safe School Project. We will promote our Facebook fan page, create content, and run online seminars and offline workshops in Hanoi. I will talk about it in detail in the next slide, so stay tuned. And 3 months after the workshop, in our reflection stage, we will get feedback and self-estimate the value of the project. Then it's the time for the spreading stage. So now I would like to go into more detailed activity. Next slide, please. To publish our handbooks, we will do surveys and study previous research about bullying. We will consult professionals for information and contact a publisher to print our handbooks as well. Our online seminars will be conducted through Zoom. We will invite guest speaker Ms. Đỗ Thị Dương, a professional in psychology, and the target participants are students and parents nationwide, with 50 participants maximum per seminar. And another activity is the offline workshop. It will take place in Nguyễn Huệ High School in Hanoi in October 2021. And our guest speaker are professional in psychology, Mr. Lê Minh Công, Mrs. Đỗ Thị Dương, and a martial art instructor to teach some basic self-defense technique. And our participants would be parents and students concerning about bullying in Hanoi. Next slide, please. And this is our budget plan with a total of 1,000 USD. We intend to use this for 7 categories as follow. And along with that, we will call for sponsors such as Nguyễn Huệ High School for Destination, the Department of Education and Training in Hanoi, and online speaker as well. Besides, we will call for funding from US Embassy and other NGOs to extend the scale of the project. Next slide, please. And this is our team. Ms. Ha Anh Phượng will be the leader of the project, and each member of us will be in charge of different tasks. Besides, we will recruit non-paid volunteers for online events and offline workshops. And the volunteer will receive certificates from the project if they complete 80% of their work. Next slide, please. And we believe our project will be doable and successful because firstly, bullying is such a serious problem in Vietnam and attracting attention from students and parents nationwide. Besides, we choose digital platform to reach out to a larger number of participants, and we will also have competitions with prize for students to join. Our guest speakers are all professional and master in psychology and martial arts. In addition, our team members have run projects and have experience with anti-cyberbullying and self-defense projects before. Can you please show the pictures? Yeah, thank you. Next slide, please. So we have stated our mission, our goals, our timeline, our budget plan, also with the member responsibility and the reason why we think that our project will become successful. Thank you for listening, and please ask any question that you want. That's all about our presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nguyen, and good job to Team Vietnam. Once again, please, ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to Team Vietnam. Now, we are moving from Hanoi to Singapore. Singapore will be represented by Prabhakar Kiritika, and she will be presenting on behalf of Singapore on the action plan that they have created. To Kiritika, the time and place is yours.
Good day, fellow SEAYLP participants and organizers. We would like to share with you our action plan presented by the Singapore team. We will start with our mission statement and some background information to the issue identified. Next, we will describe the impact on our community, current initiatives, then our action plan. Lastly, we will provide estimates for the budget. Next, please. Firstly, here's an introduction to our team. There are 5 of us. My name is Kritika, and then we are Sebastian, Cheyenne, and Scott, including our adult leader, Miss Cindy. And here is our mission statement. The Singapore SEAYLP team strives to create a brighter future and uplift the quality of life for the underprivileged by fostering a climate of cooperation and care for the community in Singapore. We aim to campaign for awareness against food wastage, beginning from the student body in college to the greater community in Singapore through social media and engagements with local organizations who support the cause. We will seek to participate in food donation and distribution drives to allow the youth to grow an appreciation for the food that they have, and to improve the lives of families who are struggling to put food on the table due to their jobs and lives affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Next slide. Imagine this. So here is some background information on the problem. Imagine this. 342 million Singapore dollars worth of food is wasted by households in Singapore each year. That is more than 257 million US dollars. In fact, food waste is one of the biggest waste streams in Singapore. The amount of food waste generated has grown by around 20% over the last 10 years. In 2019, Singapore generated nearly 744 million kgs of food waste. This is equivalent to 51,000 double-decker buses. When food is wasted, more resources are used to grow and deliver the foods to our tables as well as to dispose of it. This increases our carbon footprint and contributes to global warming and climate change. Next slide. Food waste in Singapore is dumped into the landfills of Simakau, our only landfill, which is expected to be full by 2035. We will have to build more waste-to-energy plants or landfills in the country where land is scarce. Hence, an alternative should be sought out before we face the problem of being unable to dispose of waste. Next slide, please. Singaporeans face the issue of food security. According to a recent study, 1 in 10 Singaporeans are struggling to get nutritious food, and 2 out of 5 of them struggle to get food once a month. People will consume rice gruel, which is essentially rice in water with a pinch of salt. Hunger in a developed society like Singapore is clearly an issue and affects people of young and old age. Next slide, please. Moving on to the current initiatives by the National Environment Agency, better known as NEA. NEA has outlined 4 strategies on food wastage, namely, the first column, preventive, focuses on reducing food waste through its Food Waste Reduction Outreach Program launched in 2015. Next, redistribution of unsold and excess food, focuses on reduce, reuse, and recycle, such as redistributing the food to charitable organizations. Moving on, we have recycle, or upcycling of used food, namely for animal feed and as fertilizers for growing crops. Last but not least, we have recover, focused on disposing of food more efficiently. Next slide, please. Hence, here is our action plan to promote awareness for the food waste reduction. We have 3 phases. We want to raise awareness by using posters and infographics through social media and around the school. We want to set up food donation corners, work with college food vendors, and to donate excess food and contact external agencies for redistribution. For phase 2, we aim to recruit student leaders as food waste reduction ambassadors to advocate for this cause. This will help pack and redistribute excess food to the less fortunate. NEA will be invited to give a talk and train the ambassadors. Finally, for phase 3, we would like our student leaders to create materials for awareness, such as videos to be shown across the 3 ITE colleges. Next slide. And lastly, we would like to share our budget estimate for the $1,000 awarded to us. We have provided for collaterals, supplies, and catering. These figures are pending more research during our implementation phase. This is all we have for you today from the Singapore team. Thank you for your kind attention.
Okay, please give a round of applause to Ritika and Team Singapore. That is indeed a great presentation, and of course, we will support your action plan for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving from Singapore to Indonesia. Indonesia will be represented by Elsa Natania. So, Elsa, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Greetings for everyone. Good morning and good evening. My name is Elsa, and I'm here today to represent my lovely country, Indonesia. Next page, please. So basically, our action plan's name is SEAYLP Literacy Corner. What does it mean? Well, let's take a look at the background first. Next page, please. So background, what's the problem? So based on article published on Nikkei Asia website, more than half of Indonesian students are illiterate. It indicates that they are unable to comprehend what they read and are deprived of the social, emotional, academic, and intergenerational benefits of reading. So this problem comes out from the fact that the most marginalized rural communities who are scattered across the world's largest archipelago have very limited access to books and reading materials that can help them improve their literacy skills. Next page, please. So our mission, what can we do? Well, as we all know, literacy is a very important thing for society in a nation. Therefore, literacy needs to be taught from an early age to children, because the better the quality of literacy, the more advanced the country is. So that is why we're planning to set up a program to teach the children in rural villages in our region. So we will teach them about reading, writing, and speaking English for sure. Furthermore, we will also create a simple learning center named SEAYLP Literacy Corner. This actively demonstrates that we will provide the kids facilities. So, for example, libraries, so that the kids can learn and read books for free. Next page, please. So basically, we have 2 goals. The first one is creating a literacy corner and giving English lesson for children. And the improving literacy skills and to provide a space for children to learn basic English. Next page, please. This is the schedule of our project. As you can see on the screen, we will begin the project on April 21st with an internal meeting with collaborative partner and finish it on August 13th with evaluation and monitoring activities. Next page, please. So we have 6 categories for the budget estimate plan. The first one is teaching tools. The second one is health protection stuff, because we're still in the middle of the pandemic, so we have to follow the protocol health because for the sake of our kids' health and ours either. And the third one is educational games tools, because we don't want the kids to having too much pressure while they're learning. So we were thinking that it will be best if we provide them games tools so they can relieve their stress while they're learning also. And the fourth one is consumption item. So we were thinking that we will give them a little treat after having sessions with us. And the fifth one is publications, and the sixth is transportation. Next page, please. Finally, all children deserve a good education. So that is why we, Indonesian team, are here to make it happen. That is from me. Thank you for your time and attention. Ladies and gentlemen, see you.
Thank you very much, Elsa, and please give round of applause to Team Indonesia. Education indeed is a right, a human right, and not a privilege. Literacy, of course, is the window that opens to many things to the world, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are welcoming the last speaker, but of course not the least, which is the Philippines. The Philippines will be represented by Ms. Patricia Suarez. To Patricia, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good evening and good morning, everyone. We, the Philippine team from the island of Palawan, are honored to have this opportunity to present before you today our project, the Akayan Leadership Program. Akayin is a Filipino word for the act of supporting someone by holding their arm and accompanying them on their journey to where they're going. So through this project, our team wants to support and accompany the youth of the many different communities in our province on their journeys of growing into leaders and active citizens. Next slide, please. In Palawan, there are currently 3,082 high school students in the city and 172 high schools outside of the city. They are each located in very unique communities, varying from coastal, farming, mountainous, and low-income communities, each with their own unique needs and issues. Within these communities, the youth sector does not have enough meaningful opportunities to develop themselves as leaders and to participate in civic service activities. And we, the youth, are sometimes discouraged when we see an issue within our communities that we do not know how to address or to approach it to make a change. Oftentimes, these issues become accepted as a part of life, as it feels like we do not have the capacity to change them. So this leads to our mission. Next slide, please. Our mission is to fan the flames of the young people of Palawan who have a burning desire to take action. We will enable them by providing them access to the resources, knowledge, and skills they will need to grow into leaders and more active members of their community. We will also guide and support them in their initiatives that are unique to their own communities in order to help them succeed. Next slide, please. To accomplish our missions, we will develop a week-long leadership and civic engagement camp that we will bring to the different communities in Palawan. Through it, the program will expose and educate them about civic service and social consciousness. We will also do a train-the-trainer process where we and fellow local youth leaders will be mobilized and trained to become the most effective facilitators and guides we can be for the participants throughout the whole program. Finally, we will also provide our participants with the opportunity and resources to assess their communities and start their own mini initiatives that will serve or address a problem within it. We, the facilitators, will guide them through this process. Next slide, please. The steps to accomplish this are as follows. First, we will organize and plan. So we will design the program, contact resource speakers, secure sponsors, facilitators, and participants. Next will be the orientation and training for the facilitators to prepare for the program. Third will be the launch of the first run of the Akayan Leadership Program for selected high school students within the city. This will be conducted virtually because of COVID-19 restrictions. Next, we will monitor the community projects launched by the participants and prepare for our second run. The second run will be for participants who live in a lower income or marginalized area. If possible, this will be a physical face-to-face camp, but if it is still not possible to do so, we will conduct it virtually. Then finally, we will once again monitor the projects and assess what worked and what did not. If there is enough demand, funding, and support, we will hold more runs of the program in the future. Next slide, please. Our project will take 4 months to complete. In May, we will use the entire month for preparation and planning. Then in June, the facilitator training and the launch of the first run will happen there. Then in July, the launch and monitoring of the community projects will occur, as well as the second run of the camp. And then in August, we will continue the monitoring of the projects and wrap it all up and evaluate it. So this timeline is open to changes if you have enough resources to conduct more runs of the camp. Next slide, please. Our total budget for this project amounts to $3,300 US. To run our basic operations, $1,200 US will be from the SEAYLP program. And to exclusively fund our participants' projects, $2,100 US will be solicited from sponsors. There are 2 variations on how the budget will be spent. The figure on the right illustrates how the budget will be used if conducting a physical camp is possible, while the one on the left illustrates how it will be used if only virtual camps are allowed. Next slide, please. So in summary, this program will support and enable the passionate youth of Palawan, Philippines, in becoming leaders and active citizens. There are many unique communities with their own unique problems that can be addressed by the youth who are directly affected and invested by it. If the youth of these communities are given the support, guidance, and tools they need to bring about change, the communities can flourish and grow thanks to their initiatives. Our responsibility now is to make this goal a reality. Last slide, please. On behalf of our whole team, I'd like to thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you very much, Elise, and please give a round of applause to Team Philippines. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, please also give a round of applause to all of the presenters of today's event, to all of the participants of the SEAL 2021. Again, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, the action plan that the participants have presented are really well, and the goals are very important, and the cost of the programs that they have created are, I'm sure, will be very impactful for their home countries and their communities back at home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to the question and answer session. And for all of the audiences from Zoom, from YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and all other social media handles of @America, you may now post your questions in the chat box. I would like to kindly remind you to always keep the comments and questions positive and constructive. Please also remember to state your name, to whom the question is addressed to, and to keep your question short and concise. Later on, ladies and gentlemen, in this question and answer session, any member of the representative of the country can answer the question. So it's not limited to the presenters only. All right. Do we have any questions so far at America team? If not, then I'm gonna read out my question. I have a question for a representative of Lao for their project, Fun Reading Classroom. What kind of books or genre of books are you intending to collect and display on your Fun Reading Room? Maybe a representative from Lao can answer the question. Yes, I'm calling representative of Lao.
I think Singh is trying to answer, but he has a problem with his connection.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, please wait a bit.
No, it's fine.
May you allow me to answer this question, because they say that they cannot unmute themselves. So Yeah, my name is Mali from Majak, so I'm the adult leader of Loud team. So mainly we'll focus on the fairy tales and fun imaginative books because the purpose of this fun reading room that the students come up with is going to be aiming at inspiring and to make the kids or the students in that school start their own reading. So we would like to have something that they can have fun with because according to our information, this top research, it says that more than half of the kids would like to start with something fun, something that make them laugh, and also something imaginative. That would be the targeted books that we would like to bring to the school.
I see. Okay, Vali, thank you very much for your answer. Now we have a question from YouTube, actually, from Better with Pleasure, a unique username. His question is for the Vietnamese representative. For the Vietnam project, what does the martial art classes aim to do? Maybe a representative from Vietnam can answer. Yes, maybe Ying Yan, do you want to answer the question? What does the martial arts classes aim to do?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, you mentioned in your project that you will be holding a martial art classes, and what does the martial art classes aim to do? That is the question.
So bullying in Vietnam includes violence between students and like they will fight against each other, and we think that inviting martial arts instructors to the seminars will prepare them with some at least something to defend for themselves, and like yeah, thank you.
Of course, also I think for if you're having a martial arts ability, you will also build your confidence, right? So it is very important for us actually to fight bullying, because if you're seeing the number 2,000 fights cases and 5 cases of bullying daily in Vietnam, that is really high, right? And it is I think it's very, very serious. Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Now we have another question from Zoom room, actually, from Lawrence to Indonesian team. How will you conduct the reading corner with the kids with the current situation of pandemic of COVID-19? Will you still able to do that face to face, or do you have any other arrangement in mind? To Team Indonesia.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. I will answer it. So, as I said before, we have several health protection staff. So we will meet them face to face, but we're still following the health protocol in order to keep their health and for the sake of the kids' health and our health also. So we're not just going to do the program without health protocol. So we also thinking for their health also. Maybe my members will add more.
Sure. The representative from Indonesia would like to add.
Okay, I want to add.
Sure, Maida.
Yeah, actually we arranged a meeting with the organizer, SEAYLP Literasi Indonesia, our partner. In this month, they have already conducted face-to-face meeting with limited participants. So we hope that in August, everything will be better and we can do it as we plan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Maida. I hope that answered your question, Lawrence. Now we have a question from Arnold Wangge. Actually, Arnold is an alumni of SEALP from Indonesia in 2012. To Lau PDR, who do you think would help you guys to build the reading room? And is it going to be a physical construction program that you guys would participate in? Yeah, I think he's asking who. The first question is who is going to be helping you build the room, and is it going to be a physical room or a virtual one also? So, Lau PDR again.
Hi, I'll be answering. So, who would help us to build the reading rooms? It will be us and also the teachers at the school, and also the volunteers who will help us renovate the room. And also, it will be a physical program at the school where the students can participate in the activities in the room with the teachers and all. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for answering, Lynn. And now we have another question from Chatur. This is a question from YouTube. To Indonesia team, do you plan to make your project sustainable? What is your plan after the SEALP project is over, or maybe the funding from the mini grant granted from the SEAL program is used up? To Team Indonesia, maybe you want to answer? Maybe Elsa? Yeah, do you want to answer the question, Elsa? Do you plan to make it sustainable, or is it just going to be this year and you're gonna end it just for this year?
Well, I hope we can make it sustainable because personally, I have a very busy schedule because soon I'll be graduate from high school and I will be entering the college. So I will try my best to make it sustainable.
I see. Thank you very much, Elsa. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have more questions to be asked to our participants of SEALP 2021, please post your question through Facebook Live, Zoom, or Facebook Live. And don't forget to mention your name, to whom the question is addressed to, and please keep your question short and concise. Now I have a question to Singapore team. Your initiative is very interesting about food waste management. And I think the issue of climate change is on the rise right now in international affairs, especially after President Biden put climate as one of his main foreign policy project. Now, my question is, do you plan to frame the issue of food waste management along with climate change? Because I know for sure that food waste is one of the causes of climate change, right? Are you planning to do that, or are you not? And what do you think about this suggestion if you could, frame it along with the climate change? Maybe to Singapore, if you want to answer the question.
Hi, my name is Kauto Fiamma. I'm the delegate from Singapore. I believe that food wastage actually has a correlation with climate change because when food decomposes, it gives off a lot of greenhouse gases, and these greenhouse gases contribute to climate change because the greenhouse gases do indeed actually contribute to heat being trapped on Earth. So I do believe it is a possibility that we can match up climate change as well as food wastage in order to advocate for the environment as well as advocating for food waste. Have I answered your question?
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Scott. Now we have another question for Vietnam team. This is regarding your project on the Stop Bullying. How are you going to evaluate the project in terms of its success? Are there any success indicators that bullying is addressed? Again, Team Vietnam, I'm inviting you to answer the question. Yes, Phong Ha.
Hi. So before we implement the project, we will surely do surveys and research about the situation. We will get the data and statistics. After implementing the project, there will be a evaluation process, and we will compare the statistics before and after the project to see if there are any progress. Therefore, we will based on that to make modifications or adjustment to our project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nguyen. Now we have a question from YouTube for Malaysia. How exactly do you plan to make throwing trash fun? Does the trash bin make sounds? This is a question from YouTube for Malaysia.
Yeah, that's a very good question. For the bin designs, we're going to make it like as fun as it can. For example, the bin, we're going to make it a animal design, such as crocodile or elephants, so that like we can feed the trash to the animals. Or another example is like a sports team design, like a basketball hoop, so like people can throw trash into the hoop to like score any points. So there's fun in throwing trash when we do the bin.
See, thank you very much, Gwyneth. It is very interesting to hear, and we would like to see it in real life how the trash can is going to be looking like, right? Okay, now we have a question from Facebook. It is posted by an account named Maria Sequena for the Philippines team. How do you plan to design the leadership training? Will you design the modules or tap experts to design the leadership program for the Palawan? I invite the representative of Philippines to answer the question.
Good evening. Thank you so much for your question. Actually, we were planning on consulting with a lot of other professionals about what we can offer to these young people and what are the most important qualities in a leader. And we will also assess their needs in the sense, like in some communities, they suffer a lot with literacy. So we'll have to adjust our program based on on their reading ability and English speaking ability as well. And we're also going to engage a lot of the local NGOs and initiatives that are based in Palawan. We have a lot of initiatives that focus on environmental issues, female empowerment, sustainable development, name a few. And we were planning on contacting them so that they could share their own initiatives and the issues that they are focusing on, in the hopes that maybe the participants can recognize whether or not those problems are also in their community. And then we will, in a way, link them together so that they can learn how to solve it based on the knowledge already circulating in our province. And additionally, since everything is digital, again, we will reach out to speakers who live outside of Palawan who can speak about public speaking and how to assess their own communities. And we'll also mobilize teachers of the schools where the participants are from. And we will ask them we'll get input from them on what they believe would be best addressed, or the needs of their students that aren't being met currently. So I hope that answers the question.
Okay, thank you very much, Elise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, because of the time restriction, we only have time for one more question. And this is a question from YouTube addressed to the representative of Thailand. The question is, why did you decide to start your project in elementary school? Why is not starting from high school or higher education?
Hi, thank you for that question. I'm Noah, one of the team members of Thailand. The reason why we decided to go with elementary schools is because in the current generation, we noticed that there's this saying in Thai that my own that ngai my get that yeah, which means that the youth are in general easier to teach and easier to educate than the old. This means that whatever value we want to instill and whatever project we want to do in order for it to be sustainable means that we have to instill those certain kinds of values to the younger people. It's much more counterproductive for us to keep on telling the current generation over and over, because the current problem that you see is that the current generation already knows about the problem, but the current generation feels like there's nothing to be done about it. And to that point, we see that it's much more efficient to teach the younger people instead, and we believe that
and we believe that it's going to be much more effective that way. And moreover, we think that it's going to be a really fun project as well. That school, if you listen to Pang's presentation, that school is located in Khon Kaen, which is a really rural area within Thailand compared to Bangkok. And compared to schools in Bangkok, they receive much less opportunities and much less education about waste management and in terms of environmental the education that they deserve. And that's why we think that we want to start there, specifically at that school, because it's much better to start educating in other areas aside from Bangkok, and it's better to start from the young, just like we studied. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Noah, for that answer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure there are many people who wish to convey their question. I see some other questions in the Zoom room, and also we have some questions from YouTube as well, but unfortunately we cannot address the question right now, but surely the team can, the At America team can convey their question to the representative of each countries of SEALP 2021. Now, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our event. I would like to thank our distinguished guests, all presenters who have presented very well today, and our audiences from all around the world. And of course, we also would like to convey our thanks to the organizing committee of SEALP 2021 for convening such an incredible event. We hope the comments and suggestions from the audience would further perfect the SEALP 2021 projects, and that the participants would make great impacts when back at homes and their communities. As a closing remark, I would like to quote John Maxwell, a very well-known author. Leaders becomes great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. So, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to all of the members of SEALP 2021. Please use whatever you have learned from SEALP to empower your family, your friends, and also your communities back at home. I want everyone to stay in touch with your friends during the program, and also don't forget to connect with SEALP community from previous batch, and also be mentors for the next batch, right, for the upcoming batch of SEALP 2022. That's it from now, ladies and gentlemen. I now would like to thank you once again and wish you to stay safe and stay healthy during this difficult time of COVID-19. Hope to see you again, and see you guys.
Thank you so much to our speaker, our audience, and presenters, along with our moderator, Willie, for today's very informative session. Earlier in the event, we asked our audience members a question. How many countries are part of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations? And the correct answer is option B, 10. Congratulations goes to Christina Baker from YouTube for answering correctly. Thank you to everyone who has participated. Don't forget to tune in next time for another chance to get a shout out from us. Now you may be wondering, how could I develop an awesome idea for a place like this? It's very easy. All you need to do is go to our website at www.atamerica.or.id, select Create a Program, and click Collaborate with us. All event proposals coming to us will be reviewed, and your event might be featured here soon. I'd also like to remind all our audience members of our giveaways, the 5 bicycles for the 5 lucky people. If you still want to join our activity, visit our link at bit.ly/payitforward for more information. Thank you, everyone. That wraps this episode. It's been fun, but we have to say goodbye for now. Follow our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at @ATAmerica for all our fun contents, event updates, and so much more. My name is James, and I'll see you at the next At America TV episode. Goodbye.